Late Night Fun, starring me, Jeremiah Plumper, Cecilia Fetters O'Brien, Valerie Neal, Heidi Mascarelli, Allison Storch, musical guest, Kyle Plante, and your host, Luke Jackson.
Welcome to LNF, everyone. Thank you all for coming. First off, I'd like to thank Dean Dykes for sanctioning this event. She thinks this is a birthday party, and we need to keep it that way. All right? Now, for those of you who are out of the loop, there are a lot of things that Trevecca administration for FNL, should a joke be written about something, this secret censorship council who we don't get to meet will shadow ban it and force it to be removed from the script altogether. So there's a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about tonight that if we tried to talk about it in the real show, it would have been nix. So I prepared a list of all of those things that we're going to discuss, and they range from certain sometimes understandable, to confusingly mundane. And so I just want to highlight how absurd some of these things are. So I've organized this list from the most understandable to the least understandable.
Oh, Lord.
The gays. The gays. I said the gays. Nazis.
Oh.
Yes. Murder. Title IX, as you already heard. Prostitution, sex, masturbation, you know, the Holy Trinity. Cartel, cocaine, light swearing, as you already heard. There's no more of that, so if you're turned off by that, stick around. There's no more. I'm sorry. If you are turned off by that being the end of it, you can also leave. No, please stay, we need you. We love this. Vaping. This is where the list starts to make a little less sense. Sodexo, unaffiliated Instagram accounts. We pitched this script and it got rejected not for all the inappropriate jokes, but because of honest chapel reviews. Denominational differences, chapel speakers, specific people or groups of people for an extended time or in an unpleasant manner. That one's real. For example, last year, 2 homeschoolers wrote a joke about how homeschoolers don't know how to read, and the Shadow Council banned it because they thought it would be offensive to homeschoolers. And I think that's particularly funny, because now the homeschoolers will never know the joke. It only exists on the script, which they can't read. And finally, anything remotely negative about Trevecca, and this one is so wishy-washy, like sometimes they'll let negative things about Trevecca in and sometimes they won't, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. Especially when it has to do with administration. Now that the list is over, that's your trigger warning, all right? If any of those topics are uncomfortable to you, there's the door. There are plenty of other things Trevecca won't let us talk about. This is not a comprehensive list. It's just the stuff you're going to hear about tonight. Now, as a result of all these unpredictable, unwritten rules, the FNL cast over the years have had to come up with a bunch of creative ways to get their edgier jokes in. I'll use this year as an example. Naomi's opening sketch was written entirely in Gen Z and Gen Alpha slang, so the administration had no idea what they were talking about. Unfortunately, neither did I. The Weekend Update special guest was supposed to be a parody in and of itself of the censorship that FNL faces, but you couldn't tell because he didn't learn his lines. My favorite example, though, has to be in the Study Spaces video, because I wrote that one. In it, there's a scene where I'm taking a bunch of stuff out of my backpack to get ready to study, and the first things I take out of my bag are dude wipes and Vaseline. And the way I got it in was I just didn't put it in the script. So my phone blew up when we watched that video live. I got texts from like 7 different people like, oh my God, how did you get that in? One person in particular, Israel, who I hoped would be here tonight, I don't see him. He texted me, dude, you're a legend for that one. And then after the show was over, he texted me, was that a masturbation joke? Yeah, it was. Like, you already got it. Anyway, I just want to share some things. Like, I hoped when the library elevator broke down my sophomore year that it would be fixed by the time I graduated. Now I can only hope it's fixed by the time Jaden graduates. It snowed earlier this semester. For a lot of Hondurans, it was the first time they ever saw snow, but for other ones, they grew up in the business and they even brought some snow with them across the border. Anyway, sorry. I'm just trying to look on the right side. You can do that too. Anyway, I promise I'm almost done, but real quick, we're going to spend the whole night making fun of this school. So I want to spend just a little time talking about the things I love about this school. All right, this will be quick. I love how personable everybody is. The community is so great. You guys are great. All right? It's always just had this vibe of like, I'm going to say it, a binding together in love. Campus is so beautiful, right? Flowers in the spring, the grass and the trees are always well kept. It's the only thing Sodexo does well. Our president cares so deeply about his student body that he would weep for us during chapel and then not take any action to make things better for us. One of my favorite things about Trevecca is that if I were to try to log into Blackboard right now, I wouldn't need to verify my login because yesterday I checked don't ask again for 60 days. I'm so glad Trevecca closed down the swimming pool. Can I be real? I mean, swim trunks, not up to dress code. I know for certain if I ever saw a man in the gym with his shirt off, I would not be able to control my lustful desire. Sorry, I forgot I was in public. My absolute favorite thing about Trevecca is that they wouldn't let us put on this show. I mean, honestly, it's in bad taste. I think you'll agree it's not very funny to make fun of people. And especially when we start taking hits at the admin and Sodexo, that's when it really crosses the line. After all, Saturday Night Live has never been a political show, so why should Friday Night Live be one? Thank you, we got a great show for you tonight. Elvis is here, he's gonna be playing some Alan Jackson, so stick around. Help yourself to some warm drinks.